Okay. Okay, now I have to do this. Yes. There we go. All right. Hi, Forrest. Okay, so today is December 17th, mid-December 2021. This is Yoga Nidra. So, um, the main practice is, I think everyone here, yeah, has done Yoga Nidra. And right, sorry. So everyone has done this. We're as usual. We're going to, or maybe not with me. This may be first time for one or two of you, but it's recommended by generally the masters that Yoga Nidra be preceded by some degree of asana for maximum effect. And it can also be fantastic to just lay down and do it. You know what I mean? Um, so because we have a little more time, tonight, I'm going to offer some asana. I try to keep it simple, but that's a relative thing. If you're dealing with any challenges, injuries, or anything that keeps you from doing something safely, then I would just suggest, try to tune into what is the breath instruction. And, like if standing isn't available and we're standing, just, breathe in, lift your arms, or breathe out. Or if it's a back bend, just slightly arch and release, So you all have the capacity to do that. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of that, and then we'll go into the practice of Yoga Nidra proper. So I thought we'd just begin by sitting for a moment and affirming that, it takes something, right, to carve out some time to do these things. And so take a moment and affirm in yourself um, that you have done this for yourself. And as my teacher says, every time you serve yourself, you serve another. And every time you serve another, you serve yourself. So how can we lose? So just take a moment, do a momentary check-in, knowing that our state can change depending what we do and what we focus on. But just notice the state of your body if you feel, lethargic or relaxed or, you know, tense or all of the above. And just notice that with a kind and compassionate attitude. And then just letting the breath come into awareness for a couple moments, just letting it be, letting it show itself to you. That feeling that everything at its deepest core is okay. I thought we'd begin with the sound of Om. If you're drawn to chant with me, please do. If you'd like to instead do the vowel O, that's another option, or you can just listen 3 times. Now, 3 or 4 breaths, breathing through your nose. If you know Ujjayi breathing, you can use that, but just gentle breathing in and out through the nose. Just follow the feeling in and out a couple times. Okay. Now, a couple times, continue like that. Gently propose a brief pause after inhalation, brief, comfortable pause after inhalation. Okay, and then the next couple of breaths, proposing a brief, comfortable pause after exhalation. If you do that two more times, in that pause, let your body be still, let your breath be still. When that breath is finished, let that be. If your eyes have closed, that's great. You could gradually transition to let your eyes open. And now, if it's available to you, you can come to standing. Okay, if that's not appropriate, you can stay sitting or a comfortable posture for you. Okay, we're going to keep this simple and this the power and the efficacy of simplicity. So we're going to stand and let the arms just hang naturally. Again, just like you've been breathing now, we're going to inhale, raise your arms gradually to about shoulder height. Pause a little bit, and then exhale. The arms are lowered. You could lift the arms from the sides or some other pathway. And try that again to about shoulder height. Beautiful. And then let's do a couple more, your two, three more, and let the arms go a little higher, not faster, just let them travel to a higher angle within comfort. Little pause. Hmm. Sometimes when we start to focus on our breathing, a yawn might want to happen. You're going to let that happen. Let's go, after you finish this one, please go one more time. Okay, when the exhale's finished, we let that be. And we're going to do a Virabhadrasana. We're going to turn out your right leg, maybe. So you'll see it in your foot. You'll see the angle go to about 30 degrees. Step your left foot forward. So we're in like a front and back small lunge. Start with both legs long. Please face your pelvis, shoulders, and face forward. Now, as you inhale, raise the arms to about shoulder height and bending the front knee while the back leg is extended. Little pause after inhale. Exhale, arms lower as the leg lengthens. Next time, the arms might go a little higher, breathing in through the nose. The knee bends gradually, taking several seconds actually until the knee is fully bent. Pause a little after inhale. Exhale down. Nice. And please go one more time like that. Going in, arms upward, pausing. When that completes, you can step the front foot to the back foot, stand symmetrically for a moment, or just simple standing. Let's try the other side. We turn out on the left hip so that the left foot turns out a bit, right foot forward, kind of a medium stance, I guess, for most of us. Letting the subtle move the gross, right? So the breath is seen more powerful than the physical body in a way. So we're going to inhale, and the arms are gradually coming to a horizontal feeling. Feel the width, the little pause. Exhaling, arms descending, leg lengthening. Beautiful. And then a second time, arms can start to move a little higher, perhaps. Feel the space of the chest open with each different angle. Exhale, abdomen flows towards your spine in support of your lower back. Nice. And friends, go like this one more time. Your breath, your pause, your angle of arms. Yes. Super. When that finishes, please step the front foot to the back. Pause and feel for a moment. Okay, so now we're going to do standing forward bend. If some people like to bend forward and place their hands on the back or the seat of a chair so that they may need to modulate how deep they bend, you could do that if you wish. So now we're going to raise the arms either from the front or the sides gradually. Good. And then exhale, you're going to bend your whole torso forward and your arms, and bend the knees some, come into standing forward bend. And let's have you stay there for a breath. Breath comes in and breath goes out, and pause after the exhale. And then on an inhale, extending the arms either side or overhead and rise gradually to standing. And to finish that, let's exhale, lowering just the arms. Yeah. So we have that vinyasa krama, uttanasana, standing forward bend. Let's do that again, okay? So when your breath is ready, you let the inhale carry the arms upwards. So the ribs, the chest is open. Exhale, drawing in the area below your belly towards your back, gradually, gently bending forward, releasing your head. Pausing after exhale. And you can spend another breath there, nose breathing, ujjayi, in breath, outgoing breath, pausing after exhale. And then inhale starts and it generates the rising back to standing. Yes, super. Exhale will lower your arms. Okay, so we'll go one more time like that. Just focus on pausing everything, body still, breath still, after the exhale for a couple seconds. Okay, friends? So I'll talk you through it, or you can go at your own pace. Sure. Inhaling, arms are carried up. When you exhale, bend forward. Rest in the pause after exhale. Inhale comes in, spine responds. Stay exhale, soften, release, rest in the stillness. And then an inhale will carry you back up when you're ready to standing. And the exhale will simply and gradually lower your arms. Pause a moment, feel the effects of that. I want to do something really simple. Um, I was trying to remember the Sanskrit, but I'm forgetting urdhva something, upward something. The idea is now is to let the inhale lift your arms and then just do a back bend that feels so good. Probably small. And exhale, just bring everything back to center, lower your arms. Okay, so think of lifting, friends, the sternum from inside. So the inhale lifts the arms, and you arc up and back into space. Exhale, draw on your belly to bring you back to center, supporting the root of your spine. Okay, if that doesn't feel good, then just lift and lower the arms. Try that one more time. Mm-hmm. Good. I shared that with you. I was doing that today, and I thought, boy, this feels good. It's like offering candy. Hopefully, it was delicious for you. Let's transition now to come to all fours, and we'll do a short vinyasa. The other thing that I find can be, there's like hundreds or thousands of asana, right? So um, it's important. Anyway, that's a big discussion. But I find that sometimes just to do something with arms, bearing some weight within something that's safe for you can kind of wring the tension out. So let's see if how this feels for you. Let's start, friends, in child's posture, if that's okay for you. If not, all fours is a starting place. Okay. We tune into the flow of breath, breathing through the nose for immunity, for strength, for all sorts of reasons, and the flow of ujjayi, breathe an ocean sounding breath as you inhale. Now let it gradually bring you up to all fours and lift your sternum forward just like you did in the back bend and standing. Now exhale, push the ground away, lift the knees away, and the pelvis flies back and up, downward facing dog. And now pause a little and then stay a breath if you can. Stay for in breath, steady. Stay for out breath, flowing into the belly, and pause after exhale 2 or 3 seconds. Everything's still and alive. And then when the inhale comes in, lower the knees to the floor. Sternum lifts like you did in standing. Exhale, yielding and bowing and folding back to child's posture. And rest there a couple moments in this fetal posture, like a hibernating bear. Okay, let's explore that. Feel free to explore with your own breath timing, and I'd be happy to talk you through this again on your next inhalation. Let it carry you pretty effortlessly up to all fours. Sternum lifts, belly gets stretched. Exhale, push. Simultaneously, pelvis flies back and up, abdomen flows in. Find an equal action through your legs and arms. Stay for gradual incoming breath. Stay drawing in from the pubic area to the navel and slightly above. Pause. The belly's hollowed in, body is alive and still, the breath is still. Inhale comes in and you lower your knees to the ground. And the spine naturally springs open in front. Yeah. Exhale back to child's posture. Enjoy and rest a couple breaths. Excellent. When you're ready, we're going to just do two more things, two simple, powerful asana on the back. Okay? Simple asana on the back. So take your time, transition to um, lying your back, no props at this point, per se. And with the knees bent and the soles of your feet planted on the floor. Knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. Nice. Okay, and so now arms are draped out at about shoulder height. We amplify the effects of the asana when we do particular breathing patterns. So now we tune into the breath and we're going to move on the exhale phase only. So when you exhale, you're going to tilt your knees to one side and the head could roll in the opposite direction. Pause after exhale. And let's stay here for a breath or two. Breath comes in and out gradually. Feel the exhale leaving the body, drawing the belly in a little bit, and then pause for 2, 3, or 4 seconds, comfortable, still. Stay for a second cycle of breath here, pausing after exhale. Breath still, body still. Then you'll stay for one more inhale. And unconventionally, to a degree, we exhale, come back to center on the exhalation. Your timing. When you return, receive inhale, and on the next one or in 2 exhales, whenever you're ready, let exhale bring you to the other side. Tilting the knees, close the eyes, head could roll in opposition, and you just abide here for a while. Rather than spacing out, you space in, you tune in effortlessly to the vividness of the breath and the healing prana that flows when the mind merges with what you're doing, with the flow of breathing, with the life force. Stay for 2 or 3 cycles of breath and devote your attention, especially to the end of exhale, and pausing 2, 3, or 4 seconds, body still, breath still. After this finishes, let the next exhalation return your legs, pelvis, and head to center. Feel for a moment. And then we'll bring the knees to the chest, hands over the knees. You could start with your elbows long. And when you exhale, bend the elbows and let the weight of your arms gently bring the legs in. Take several seconds to complete the movement, not 1 or 2. Then as the inhale comes in, take several seconds for the arms to be lengthened. Yeah, beautiful. Please do this a couple more times with a slight pause after exhale. As you do 1 or 2 more, in the pause after exhale, let the body be still, let the breath be still, relaxed. After you finish this one or one more if you'd like, let's let the feet step back down onto the floor, rest on your back, and you may want to gently or vigorously, depending on your your mood, rub your hands together. If you have glasses, you could set them overhead on the floor where it's safe. And then you could, once you create a little bit of heat, bring your palms over your eyes and enjoy that touch and warmth and cover for a couple of breath cycles. Letting the feeling of ease in the eyes ripple through your body of water. The skin relaxes, not only under your hands, but across your whole face and the terrain of your whole body. Okay, and then you're going to take your hands away when you're ready, and we're going to take a mindful transition. Now, I'd like to do one powerful, I think quite available available pranayama before we set up our nest for yoga nidra. So roll to your side and sit for a moment, please. And we're going to explore Anuloma Ujjayi, if you want the Sanskrit, which let's call it alternate nostril exhalation. So we sit comfortably and feel the legacy of the breath-centered asana practice supporting us. We can, here's the mudra you can use. It's called the mruggi mudra, right? You bend the middle joints of index and middle fingers using the pad of the ring finger and the thumb, okay? So now you're going to align your nose and your navel. You can close your eyes when you're ready. You bring the pad of your thumb and the pad of your ring finger to rest below the ridge of the bony part of your nose in the bendable cartilage, not all the way down by the fleshy part. Let your wrist bend just slightly away from you, so a slight uplift. Elbow relaxes. Eyes are closed. Now you're going to breathe in through both nostrils, Ujjayi. Then please seal your right nostril and exhale out through your left nostril. After that finishes, release, breathing in through both nostrils, Ujjayi, feeling, sound. And then you'll seal the left, exhaling right. And you'll continue like that. In through both, Ujjayi. Seal one side, and when you exhale out the other nostril, no Ujjayi sound when you use nostril control. Inhaling through both. Exhaling through one. No Ujjayi on the exhalation. Please do this a few times. As you continue a while longer, the side you're exhaling through, let that side of the body relax. Yes. After you finish this breath, please do one or two more. And then when you finish, release the mudra from your nose. You may do a couple more Ujjayi breaths or just simple nose breathing. Noticing any sense of well-being in your body. No need to rush at all. We've got plenty of time now to set up for any supports that you know that are good for you for yoga nidra. Typically, you may want you certainly to have a padded surface. We're going to be here for, I don't know, 40, 45 minutes, depending. Most of you know how to do this with quite a bit of skill, but I'll just say it. Some options would be to place a rolled blanket or two or a bolster behind your knees. Some people like to put another bolster underneath their ankles or heels. Some people like to have a blanket to cover them, either for warmth or just that feeling of weight can be rather nice. There are weighted blankets, right? Have you ever had one of those? Those are delicious. Some people may want an eye pillow, although an eye pillow for 45 minutes can sometimes be a little much pressure. You can explore over time. Sometimes I put a washcloth or even a sock over my eyes just to cut the light. So those are some suggestions. If you know other things that work well for you, please employ them. So we're taking a gradual transition to set up and settle down, to set up and settle down. And one of the things I love about Yoga Nidra is that it's not a performance, right? It's not, oh, I have to get this out of me and go get some of that. It's really showing to us ourselves, right? And letting the things that are no longer, that are stale, whether they be false concepts about ourselves or past behaviors, letting it dissolve and our essence reveal itself more and more clearly to us. As we take a journey through the Panchamaya, the five dimensions, as the ancients described, from the physical to the breath and prana to the intellect, emotions, personality, your individuality, your special knowing, and to the realm of uncaused joy and bliss, the eternal. So as you settle in, give yourself permission, if need be, to make any adjustments. You could be 5 to 10% more comfortable. The idea in Yoga Nidra is to minimize movements. So the body kind of turns off the motor engagement to the nervous system, and then all that energy starts to flow in a healing way through the body. Of course, if you do need to adjust, please do so. So as you settle, we make an intention. You could say mentally to yourself, I am awake and aware. I am awake and aware of all that arises within me and around me as I relax deeply. I am awake and aware of all that arises within and around me as I relax deeply. I begin Yoga Nidra now. We take a moment to open to a heartfelt desire, Sankalpa Bhavana. So, translated as a heartfelt desire, something we wish to have or to reveal or to fully realize for ourselves or another. It could be for health, for healing, for accomplishing or getting something that helps us on our way, or to acknowledge a quality that we already have. They want to water that quality. So, an example might be maybe I've been feeling a bit stressed. So, I say to myself something like, I feel peaceful. I am peaceful. I am peace itself. So you want to say whatever comes to you in a positive statement in the present tense, not the future, but positive statement, present tense. Or if you, for example, it might be a desire prayer for someone else. So you may say something like, my child is safe in all ways at all times. They are safety itself. Something like that. So if something comes to mind and heart that you'd like to set this resolution or heartfelt desire, take a moment and mentally to yourself in a positive present tense statement, say it to yourself 3 times. Now, relax all efforts, and again, turning the light of attention to the simple fact and feeling of breathing of the body. No special pattern you need to um, propose now, just feeling and following breath for a couple moments. Maybe you feel it now more in the belly, you focus in the belly for a couple moments, breathing. We're going to take a journey through the physical body. And part of what we may realize in that journey is that it's not just the physical body, that we are filled and animated with energy and sensation from the other dimensions. Please bring your awareness to whatever area of the body I mentioned, and you can notice any sensations you may feel there. And welcome any, sometimes when we feel a part of the body, we may have a memory or an image or a emotion. We're not trying to push anything away, just let it arise, be there, and fall away as it does. So let's begin now by feeling the back of the head on the floor, back of the head resting on the floor. Sweep across the back of your neck with your attention to feel now the shoulder blades in the floor and the elbows and wherever the hands are resting. And then go back to the shoulder blades and feel the area between the shoulder blades resting into the floor, gradually settling. Now the back of the pelvis, the buttocks, the sacrum, the back of the legs resting into the supports, thighs, back of the knees, calves, and finally the heels. Now feeling all these areas together at the same time, from head to heels, resting into the floor. And then bring awareness to the crown of the head and letting awareness move into the forehead, awareness of sensation in the forehead and the temples, feeling the area between the eyebrows and the eyebrows. Now the eyes, the eyelids, the eyeballs, eye sockets, the nose, the bridge of the nose, the nostrils, the cheekbones, feeling the upper lip and the lower lip and the chin, the lower jaw, the hinges of the jaw, the outer ears. Now the ear canals into the head, opening into the cavern of the mouth. Feel the doming of the roof of the mouth and the floor of the mouth and the inner liquid wet walls of the cheeks. Allowing now the lower row of teeth to relax away from the upper row of teeth. Some space slightly increases between the upper and lower rows of teeth. Traveling back towards the back of the throat, down the throat into the neck, feeling the neck. Gradually into the collarbones, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, palms of the hands. Feel the sensation in the palms of the hands, the back of the hands, thumbs, index fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, little fingers, fingers alive with sensation, hands, arms, shoulders. Now into the chest, feeling the front of the chest, the shield of the sternum in front, the rippling ribs. Go inside now in your own way and timing. Enter inside the inner space of the ribs to be in the inner world of organs, lungs, and heart. Rest in this interior space for a moment. And travel from the inner chest down into the solar plexus and the space of the inner abdomen. Feeling the front, the sides, the waist, and the back, lower back, all together. When ready, going deeper down into the space of the pelvis. In some way, some sense of the bones of the pelvis, all the organs, digestive, reproductive. And then just opening to however much sensation or quietude there may be in this part of your body. Just listening and being here for a moment in the pelvis, welcoming whatever arises. Now into the thighs, the kneecaps and knee joints, the shins and calves, ankles, heels, into the soles of the feet. What do you feel in the soles of the feet, tops of the feet, the big toes, second toes, third toes, fourth toes, fifth toes, all the toes, live, feet, now the legs, and from the two legs, bring awareness to the tip or bottom of your spine, feeling the bottom of the spine or focusing. And imagine now, so along with the sensation, that the spine lights up in the tail, into the sacrum, between the buttocks, feeling the lower back sensation lighting up with awareness, middle back, middle spine, rising up, upper back spine, base of the neck spine. Gradually the whole neck lights up with awareness into the base of the skull and back, into the whole skull, the crown of the head, and come down the forehead gradually and pause in the area of the third eye or the eyebrow center. Let thine eye be single, as they say, feeling, focusing in the area between the eyebrows, and then sinking back from the surface into the center of your brain and rest there for a moment. And now from the center of the brain, move right down the center of your body into the throat, between front and back, between right and left, at the base of your throat inside. Pause there a moment. Then travel from there down to the heart region, between the front and the back, between right and left, resting in the heart center, the hridayam. From there, the center of the body, gradually travel to the navel center, between the navel and front and the spine and back, between right and left. You could imagine or perhaps feel the flame of digestion here. Then in the center, from the navel center, travel down to the second chakra, between the bladder in front, the sacrum and back, between right and left. Rest here for a moment, just being, listening. And then gradually move finally to the base, to the mula, the root in front of the anus, behind the genitals, right in the center, the base of the pelvic floor, and abide there for a moment, welcoming whatever arises. And gradually allow your awareness to come into the abdomen in a more kind of diffused way and welcome the natural coming and going of breathing, awareness of breathing in the abdominal region. Now we will count backwards in the following way. As you feel your breathing in your abdomen, breathing in, you may start at 7, breathing out 7. Then breathing in 6, breathing out 6, and so on from 7 to 1. So one count for each breath cycle, counting backwards from 7 to 1. After you've finished that, wherever you are in the counts, please bring awareness now to the area of the chest. Awareness of breathing in the chest area, naturally coming and going. Linking your natural breath rhythm to a count, counting backwards from 7 to 1. If you lose your count, the teaching says to start again at 7. Or if you finish, start again at 7. Awareness of breathing in the chest, counting backwards from 7 to 1. When you are ready, moving awareness now to reside primarily in the area of the throat. Welcome into awareness the natural feeling of breathing, the feeling of natural breathing in the throat area, the throat region. And as you've been doing, counting backwards from 7 to 1 with awareness of breathing in the throat. After you finish this exhalation, please finally move awareness to reside primarily in the nose. Welcome the feeling of breathing in the nose, counting backwards from 7 to 1. And when you finish this breath, now for 2 or 3 breaths, feeling all these spaces together, the whole body, nose, throat, chest, abdomen, the whole body breathing, the whole body breathing effortlessly, awareness throughout. And now look into the dark space in front of your closed eyes. Rest in that for a moment. And then notice the feeling of warmth or heat in the body. Contact any sense of warmth or heat throughout or any specific area of the body, the experience of heat or warmth. And then notice any experience of coolness or coldness throughout or specifically in the body, the experience or could be a memory of coolness or coldness in the body. Feel this fully. And then allowing both warmth and coolness to be present together. Now call to mind the experience of your mind being relaxed and clear. Could be this moment or a time when you felt clear and relaxed in the mind. And then recall a time when the mind felt busy or cluttered, jumping from here to there. No judgment, just recalling that or experiencing it. And then for a moment, return to a clear mind, clear and relaxed. and then cluttered or busy mind. And then welcome both together at the same time. And then take a moment to recall the feeling of being attracted to, to something or someone. It could be a food you like, or a person you're attracted to, or an area of study. Think of a food or person or something you're attracted to. And then take a moment to think about or recall a, perhaps a food, a person, or an area of study that you are not attracted to. In fact, you may be repelled or repulsed by. Take a moment to consider that. Notice the response of your body in an open way. And then, one more time, please return to the experience of attraction. How does that feel in the body? Where do you feel that? Being attracted to something or someone. And then the feeling of aversion or even repulsion. And then for a moment, let both be there together simultaneously. Welcome both. Look into the dark space now in front of your closed eyes. Rest in that darkness. Perhaps there may be light or colors, or thoughts or images that may come and go, and just letting them be for a moment, almost like a movie playing out, watching it. And now, as you rest, please imagine that it is very, very early in the morning. It's still dark, and you're walking through hills, climbing up towards some mountains. And you are doing this alone. You are walking east, and if you look back, you can see a crescent shaped moon in the sky. Soon you feel the sun will rise over the mountains ahead of you. Far below, in a valley, the lights of a small town twinkle through an early morning mist. The track twists back and forth on the side of a steep slope, winding between boulders and over bridges suspended across deep chasms. A gap between two hills gives a glimpse of a huge snow-covered mountain ahead. The pale sky behind it heralds the dawn. Now you climb up through snow, it's making a crunching sound as you break the surface and sink in. A glacier lies across your path. There are creaks and groans of moving ice as you quickly move across it. Near the top of the mountain, it becomes quite cold. The wind howls around your body. The snow and ice cling to your shoes. Finally, you reach the top and you see a magnificent scene before your eyes. To the east, a vast range of snow-covered peaks and dark valleys. To the west, hills leading to rolling plains and the sea. Intensify your imagination and visualize this scene. Now see the sunrise like a golden ball in the east. Scattering rays of golden light off the snow, it dazzles your eyes. Above you, blue sky. Now watch the sunlight strike the tops of mountains and move down their sides. Deep valleys emerge as the shadows retreat. Now you sit with legs crossed and contemplate this grand scene, the dawn of a new day. Let your mind flow freely with this experience. Now, take a moment to feel your body. And as you feel the breath also, when you exhale, say thank you to your body. A couple more breaths, thanking your body on the exhalation. And when you finish that, we take one moment now to consider the awareness that has been here through this whole journey, through all the dimensions of yourself, the part of you that is there, observing, watching, being, no matter your temporal experience. Let awareness now turn and rest in awareness itself. Relax all efforts. Now is the time to return to your heartfelt desire. If you made one at the beginning of the practice, stating in a positive present tense statement mentally, again now, with conviction 3 times. awareness of your physical body now. Notice any sounds in the room around you, any sounds in the room around you, or just beyond the room where you are. Very small, gradual movements. Consider moving your tongue inside your mouth on your teeth or swallowing, feeling that emergence of movement from stillness. Everything gradual. Toes could move, wriggle, or curl, unfurl, fingers. Sweetly, ankles, wrists. Maybe the head rolls a little bit to one side, through center to the other. When ready, you could bend one knee, plant the foot. When ready, the other knee bends, sole of the foot contacts the floor. And then you could bend your elbows and place your elbows on your chest or your abdomen, wherever they land naturally. And then you could take your hands one more time over your eyes, palming of the eyes. And then another transitional movement I'll suggest is to bring your knees towards your chest and place your hands on your knees. For those of you who know Apanasana, I'll describe it. When you exhale, as we did previously in practice, bend your elbows, the thighs come towards the front of the body. Inhaling, the knees move away, the hands ride the knees until the arms get lengthened. So exhaling is gradual bending. Inhaling, a gradual floating away of the knees. Do this one or two more times. And when that feels like a good amount, you could step your feet down and roll to one side. And you could pause there for a moment in a side lying fetal configuration, resting your head on your hand or your arm, possibly a blanket. Take the time you need. Rest here a moment. Hmm. And we'll complete the practice now. When you're ready, if you can, you could roll to your side and sit, and we'll do a brief closing. So when you settle in sitting for a moment, close your eyes if you'd like. Feel the easy length of the spine and the crown of the head. Then bring awareness now to rest in the headquarters of the heart, we could call it. The Yoga Sutra says that a systematic, extended, and deep meditation in the heart helps us understand the mind itself. The seat of the mind is in the heart. So we just open for a moment awareness and where you feel the heart, the hridayam it's called in Sanskrit. It doesn't really matter. Bring awareness there and just rest there for a moment, like going inside a quiet building, a sacred place. inside you, and just be there and listen for a couple moments, letting the breath be as it wants to be. Abide here in the heart for a few moments. And if you'd like, you could just allow the feeling of a smile to begin to come into your face, a feeling of smiling in the mouth and the eyes. As Thich Nhat Hanh says, sometimes joy is the source of my smile, and sometimes my smile is the source of my joy. So, inviting that feeling of the inner smile, either from or towards the heart, for a couple more breaths. Emanating from deep within ourselves, like a supernova. The yogis say there's ananda, uncaused joy that has no opposite. Just practice inviting that or listening, letting that be. We can close now, either chanting with me or listening if you prefer. 3 soundings of Om. To close, you could do some gesture, maybe placing your hands on your heart, or a gesture of namaste, whatever you wish. Thank you so much for being here. Wish you a beautiful night, beautiful weekend, beautiful holidays if I don't see you later. Um, Always feel free to share any experiences with me if you want to write to me. And then just a note, this Sunday, it's a full weekend, at 5 o'clock on Sunday, we're doing a solstice celebration of simple chanting and then a starlight meditation, guided meditation, kind of short, medium. So maybe you want to come to that. So all the best to you if you want to say goodnight or just slip into the night. I wish you well. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.